Welcome back. Let's talk about Jess Franco. It is Friday. Haven't done a Jess Franco review in a while. There hasn't been a lot of new stuff out. Thankfully, Severin put out two new releases of a couple 1980s films. I'm going to talk about Cries of Pleasure today, which is 1982. I think it was released in '83. This is a film from the Golden Distribution Partnership, which they did a lot of what I would say in between hard and softcore porn, simulated sex. I mean, a little. Maybe there's a one or two scenes in this that in the other film that are a notch above Cinemax, bordering on hardcore. But yeah, basically it's an erotic Marquis de Sade thriller, a la and Jess Franco's style, which really no one can really replicate as well as he does it. This film will surprise you. I mean, you can just a lot of people I think just dismiss Franco out of hand, particularly his late '70s, early '80s stuff, and going forward is just trash porn. And I guess you can do that, but I would suggest that you kind of open your mind up and reconsider at least watch these films before you render that kind of opinion, because this is art in my opinion, and it's a beautifully shot film. As always with Franco, he's shot in Andalusia, Spain, and this is a he's always has great locations, scenic locations. In fact, Stephen Thrower on this disc has like a third. I guess it's a 20-minute look at the locations from the past, which was great. At any rate, this film is about a guy that he's married, and he brings another woman to his castle. This is Lena Remey. Robert Foster, who's played by Antonio Mayans, brings Lena Remey to the castle just before his wife, who's getting out of an asylum, comes home. Uh, and so that you've got a situation where he's basically he's gonna try to make his wife crazy again and get rid of her. He's trying to get rid of his wife basically, and he's going to use Lena Remey to help. There's a lot of plot twists to this. Yeah, that was his idea, but that's not necessarily what happens. And certainly, there's a big plot twist at the end. Lena Remey looks gorgeous in this. I mean, she looks great in anything, but she's a little thinner in this and looks awesome. There's a lot of scenes, Marquis de Sade type scenes of threesomes and strange sex going on. And in the midst of all this, you've got this mute guitarist, flamingo guitarist that lives at the castle, and he's just kind of there, watching everything unfold, and playing his flamingo guitar. Which is the music in this is beautiful, by the way. This is a very hypnotic film. It has minimal dialogue. It kind of puts you in a trance almost, between the just kind of the soft lighting of the film, the ebb and flow of these people with, interacting sexually. You got the flamingo guitarist playing his stuff. I mean, it all kind of just, before you know it, you're just kind of hypnotized. And it's I don't know of another director that can do that. Some would argue that it hypnotizes you to sleep. It bores you to death. I mean, if that's okay, hey, if that's how you feel, it bores you to death, and it's nothing's going on, then maybe you're more of an action fan or horror fan. That's fine. But I like these slow burn kind of films, like just kind of meditation type films every once in a while. And I don't know anybody that does it better than Franco. As I said, the music is fantastic in this, as always. Franco shot this in very minimal edits. There's like 50 edits, I think. And I think he was, I guess we don't know for sure, but I guess he was trying to emulate Hitchcock's Rope, which was a minimal edit film. A really, I think the best minimally edited film, one continuous shot film, was Fassbender, The Bitter Tears of Petra Van Kant. If you haven't seen that, that's yeah, I think that's the best one continuous shot minimal edit film I've ever seen. But that's what Franco was doing here, and that kind of adds to this hypnotic state that this film puts you in. It's surprisingly effective, I have to admit. It's a 4K scan of the original camera negative, so it looks great. It's got a 2.0 Spanish track with the subtitles, not dubs. And then you've got special features. You've got In the Land of Franco, which is the 20-minute Stephen Thrower looking at the locations. You've got about a 10-minute interview with Franco and Lena Romay, which I thought was interesting. And then you've got 30 minutes of Stephen Thrower talking about this film and its impact from the kind of in the Franco filmography from the early 80s, and that, you know, what the meaning of the film was. A lot of these were shot back to back. I think Cries of Pleasure and the next one, Night of Open Sex, were kind of shot back to back. This is a remake of 1974's How to Seduce a Virgin, also by Franco. Again, with a lot of Marquis de Sade themes. He's a huge fan of Marquis de Sade and sadism and sadistic kind of sexual type stuff. So that this film kind of puts that, you know, follows along on that faithful tour that Franco takes us on with regard to Marquis de Sade. I think that's all I've got on this one. I can say I think I definitely recommend this film. It's certainly something that just don't arbitrarily write it off as porn and just Franco, and then that's it. I think you'll be doing yourself a disservice, particularly in terms of the artistry of this film. All right, so that's going to do it for Cries of Pleasure, 1982, 1983, hypnotic just Franco film. If you've seen the film or you have this release and you've got any other thoughts, leave them in the comments below. Appreciate you watching.